Hey everybody, and it's news of the day time. So we're going to do news of the day, mostly Montreal Canadiens news and just a little bit of NHL news, and we won't waste any time. Let's get right into it. Cayden Primeau voted Rockets Rookie of the Year. So he's been voted in as the Rookie of the Year for the Laval Rocket by the fans. So that's pretty interesting. I'm sure the fans really appreciated seeing a really top-notch goalie prospect in there all year, and he did quite well, I think, for his first season. So Cayden Primeau, Rookie of the Year for the Laval Rocket. Now, it's not the AHL Rookie of the Year, I believe, because it was the Laval Rocket putting out this tweet and saying it was voted in by the fans. So that's always good news. Number two, what we got here? Number two is different. NHL announces some awards. These are obvious awards because they're from player statistics. I think we probably already knew all these, but we'll just go over them. Art Ross Trophy was won by Leon Draisaitl. I believe that's the points leader. So no surprise there. Rocket Rashard Trophy shared by Alex Ovechkin and David Pastrnak of the Bruins, Ovechkin of the Capitals. Also, no surprise there, they tied in goals. That's the Rocket Rashard, because Rocket Rashard, that's what he was known for. If I look a little weird, I've got a stiff neck, so I'm sorry. Trying to do my best here. Jennings Trophy, so this is for the duo with the lowest goals against average. So not just one goalie, it's always a duo. So that is Tuukka Rask and Jarro Halak from the Boston Bruins. And I'm sure they're very deserving of it. Halak I like. Rask always been a Bruin, not my favorite guy, but a good goalie. There's no doubt about that. Next item, I'll do a little spin and I'll do the hard way to look up. So Jon Shannon, he's a reporter now. I believe he was with Sportsnet. My cat wants to make a comment, and he was fired. I think last year or early this year. Sometime he was fired in the last year. Anyways, he's reporting that the 2020-2021 season, so next season, may not actually take place until they're able to put fans in the seats. Let me get the whole story here, what I wrote. So he talked to many people in the NHL world. I put I don't know who. It doesn't say who he talked to, so I don't know. But he's reporting that Jon Shannon, and the people he's talked to believe the 2021 season will not take place until fans are in the stands. For me, I think this could possibly explain the urgency for the NHL to get these playoffs in. So everyone's talking about, they're doing it for the money only. Yeah, I mean, they probably are doing a little bit for the money, obviously. But I think also they're doing this. It's kind of like a dry run for the next season to see if they can do this without fans in the stands, what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like, what kind of money it's going to bring in, how are they going to keep the players safe. All this, it's kind of like a dry run for a possibility down the road. It's the first I'm hearing about the talk that there might not be any games after this until fans are in the stands. But I mean, Jon Shannon is a pretty good source, I thought, so I'm reporting it. Next up, wrong board. Brendan Gallagher. Okay, I'll preface this by saying I found an article from one of the Habs sites, and it was an interview with both Gallagher and Byron by the telephone. Gallagher's in BC, and Byron's here in Montreal. I believe they're the player reps for the team, for the union. So Byron was involved in some of the, not the actual negotiating, but in finding out information, relaying it to the players like that. He was kind of closely involved. Anyway, so they did this interview, and I pulled out a few things from that interview. And the first one is that Gally, who's at home in BC, he's not planning to come to Montreal for Phase 2, which is where the players that want to, it's totally voluntary, that want to go back to the home city and train at the team's facilities can do so. He's not going to take a chance traveling when there's no need. He says he has all he needs at home to work out and to get in shape enough to go to camp if they go that far. So he's staying at home for Phase 2. And I would imagine there's going to be players, definitely the European players. I don't see them coming back before. There's going to be a bunch of players that will stay home and train at home because it's just to get yourself ready for camp, and then camp's where the real training is. So, so Gally's staying there. They also said, I'm saying a lot today, Gally and Byron both asserting player safety will be a priority number one for the players, the coaching staff, all the coaches, I said that, trainers, and everybody that's the teams are bringing 50 personnel, which is including the players, to the hub cities. So he says priority. They're quite positive. Player safety is priority number one. They feel confident that the league will do everything they can to keep it safe. Gally did bring up one point where what happens if a player tests positive, right? Because if one player tests positive, it's not that it will be for sure that other players will test positive, kind of likely that it will, right? And then what happens there? And he just doesn't want to think about it too much, but that's one of the worries he has. He doesn't know what they'll do in that case. Both are okay with the 2014 playoff solution. They said there were other plans on the table, but this seemed to be the best one for everybody involved, and they're pretty happy with it overall. They know some people aren't going to be happy, some people are happy, but they both feel that this was the best solution, and it works for everybody. Gally is also confident and ready to take advantage of Montreal's second chance, as he calls it. So he kind of put it this way. I guess they asked him, what does he want? Would he prefer the draft pick, the high draft pick, or go far or do something in the playoffs? And he said that players always, he said a draft pick is potential, that you don't know how that will work out in the future. And that is true. Even Alexis Lafreniere is it's pure potential. Yeah. Do I think he's not going to make it? He's going to be a bust? No, I don't think he's going to be a bust. But I mean, it's still pure potential, right? So he says he would rather, because as a player, you always look for that opportunity to get into the playoffs and see what you can do there. And the league is providing them with that opportunity, and he'd like to take full advantage of it. And he feels pretty confident that they can do something in the playoffs. I don't feel as confident of that. I'm going to tell you why, kind of. Is the Max Domi question. Max Domi Capo also has type 1 diabetes, and there's a player, did I write it here? Tampa Bay has a player, Corey Conacher. He also does, those are the three most prominent players, I guess, that were mentioned in his article anyway. And can the team keep them safe? So what did I write here? If the team can provide a safe work environment, did I write that there? Yeah, safe work environment. I put that in kind of air quotes because how are they going to do that? I don't understand how they're going to do that. So if they can do that, he might be able to play, and it'll be on him to decide at that point, I think. The team will decide, okay, yes, we can make it safe enough for you to play. I can't see them forcing him to play. They all said it's all voluntary. And even Bettman said in one interview I saw it was on YouTube, that they understand there are players with these health issues and even other issues, and they will definitely make some kind of provision. They're not going to force people to play. No gun to anybody's head. And yeah, so I think that I don't think he's going to play. I don't see how are they going to guarantee that it's safe. They can't. I don't see how they can. If you already have the provisions in case people do get sick, you're kind of saying right there that you can't guarantee someone doesn't get sick. Therefore, I say Domi's not playing. And kind of bring this up again, I think I've mentioned it before, but kind of got into it with somebody on Twitter that I thought I had read that he wasn't going to play, but I guess I misunderstood it for this, that if they can make it safe, he may play. But I don't think, I think it was Bergevin, and he sounded like he didn't think he would play. So they can't, what was I looking at? Yeah, I don't think they can make it safe. That's my opinion. I don't see how they're going to make it safe where they could say, guaranteed, you can come and play, you're going to be safe. You just can't do that. So I really believe Domi's out. Now that makes for a further problem because with Domi out, you have a hole now on, he was playing, what, third line center. So you have a hole at center position that you can't fill because the trade deadline trades where they traded Nick Cousins, Kovalchuk, Scandella, and Thompson, they traded them away. They figured they weren't going to make the playoffs, but now they're not making the playoffs. I should temper that. They're making the play-ins or the qualifying rounds. They didn't know that that's going to happen, obviously, and it leaves them in a bit of a bind. I was going to, I think I might do a video on that, as what would a Habs lineup look like for this qualifying round, considering that they've made that hole in their lineup by trading these guys away unknowingly, and how is that to help their chances to win? I know everybody, we're all Habs fans, we want them to win. I want them to win as a Habs fan. I also kind of want that draft pick, but I get Gally's point that, you know, they every year they want to make the playoffs, and here's a year where they're getting an opportunity that they didn't have before to make the playoffs. And how, as a player, how could you not want that to happen? So I get that. I definitely do. So, but it's going to be that much harder. So I don't know what the lineup's going to look like. I wanted to have it in for this video, but I didn't get around to it today. And I actually think that could make a whole video, so I think I'll do that. But think about that. What could the lineup be like well, Nate Thompson was obviously our fourth-line center. So Jake Evans is in there. When you look at the fourth line now, it kind of looks more like an AHL fourth line than ever before. Well, not ever before, but since since we got Nate Thompson anyway. And I don't see how this bodes well for them going into the playoffs. So that's why I don't think they're going to beat Pittsburgh. That's my prediction. But I'm going to be rooting them on, that's for sure. So there you go. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. News of the day. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. If you have any comments about any of these stories, about my opinion about Max Domi, let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you agree with me, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think that the third and fourth line are going to look like for this qualifying round? And if they do win, to going into the playoffs further. So yeah, that's it. While you're down there, by the way, the comment section's down there. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell. That's going to get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here, Talking Habs. And I think that's it. I should remind people, just got 2 new members. So there's a membership. Channel has memberships. If you're interested in joining taking a membership, you get perks with that, which you'll discover when you hit join. It'll tell you everything, and it'll tell you what to do. And there's 3 levels. That's not 3. 3 levels. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a live stream every week for that and all that. So check it out, and hopefully I'll see you on the membership side. So there you go. That's it. Again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I want to say stay safe, everyone. That's everyone, especially for any viewers watching in the United States. I don't really want to talk about all that here. Just so you should know, I'm well aware of what's going on. Half my day is spent watching what's going on. I stand with the protesters, not necessarily with the rioters and looters, but I stand with the protesters in the United States. I'm a dual citizen, so I'm also American, so kind of means a lot to me. And yeah, just a very somber kind of atmosphere in my studio these days, with me watching what's going on and trying to get a video or 2 done every day. So that's a long way to say, stay safe, Americans, and I will see you next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.